Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome to this Teachmate of the Future Classroom Scenario course in the Teacher Academy. Very warm welcome to all of you who are joining this webinar this afternoon. Instead of being somewhere else celebrating St. Valentine's Day, we really appreciate. My name is Nar Carrera and I'm one of the moderators in this course, along with my colleagues Ben, Caterina, Sergio, who I think it's maybe here as well with us. And I also have another colleague of mine here today. His name is Tassos, and he will be helping out during the whole webinar, gathering your questions or anything you may need, or maybe any technical aspect that we may have. So let's say that he's kind of our Valentine today. So Tassos, welcome. If you want to say hi.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Okay.
Thanks for joining.
Good. So before we start, we're going to ask you to mute your microphones. You should be muted now so that we don't hear any background noise. And we'll do the same with ours after we talk. If you have any question to our speakers today, please post them on the chat. And Tassos here will be gathering them, and we will relay those to the speakers at the end of the presentation. The presentation will be recorded as always, so if you have to leave earlier, I don't know, go somewhere else to celebrate St. Valentine's Day, let's say, you will be able to see the recording afterwards in section 6 of the course, if I'm not mistaken. So you're now in the last module of the course, sadly for us, maybe happily for you, but not for us. The course is almost over, and you have been working really a lot and putting a lot of effort in the contributions and everything that you have been doing. So I just wanted to take this Teachmate as an opportunity to thank you all on behalf of the Teacher Academy team for your great work during the course. We have seen a lot of messages here in the Padlet of the course introduction that Tassos kindly uploaded, thanking us for the course. But actually, we want you to thank you instead, because I think, and we always say that our courses are always as good as the participants. So thank you very much for your effort and hard work during the course. The credit is all yours. And without further ado, so that I don't steal more time from the participants' presentations, we'll start the webinar. Some of you maybe know, some maybe you don't, but Teachmate is an informal way of sharing ideas or best practices. And in this case, our speakers are going to talk about different topics and are going to provide different resources for you to use in the classroom. So we really hope you enjoy the webinar and that you find it useful. The webinar, as usual, will last around 1 hour, and each speaker will get the chance to talk for 7 minutes maximum. 7. So please be precise, because after these minutes, you will hear a bell coming from my phone that I have a very cool application. You will hear the sound. Okay, a boxing bell. And after this boxing bell, it means that you cannot speak anymore, and we have to move to the next speaker. Please be respectful with the time so that everybody gets the chance to talk for the 7 minutes. Don't be upset if Tassos hear me just ring the bell, okay? So if the first speaker is ready, who is Moreno, I think we could start. Moreno, are you ready?
Okay, yes I am.
Okay, so here's your presentation, and I will give you the ball now, and you will be able to move the slides.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good luck.
So, my name is Moreno Concetti, and the title of my Teachmeet is Physics Lab Lesson in a 21st Century Class, and the topic is GPS and Relativity. So, I introduce a little bit myself. My name is Moreno Concetti. I teach computer sciences, mathematics, and physics. The name of my school is Mario Tagliacozzo in Maiano Sabina, Rieti, Italy, and the age of my students is from 14 to 19 years old. This lesson is for the students of the last class from a scientific secondary high school. So, this is a little summary. We will start with an introduction. So, we'll give the students and teachers skills and role. So, we will continue with the learning style and the learning environment design. We continue with the current and the emerging technology, and so we will end with the society trends affecting education. So this is the introduction. The first thing is to describe what 21st century skills means. So teachers can also explain the direction given by the Ministry of Education specifically in Italy. and can take into account the technology, but not only technology, also economic, social, and political trends. Also, the maturity model can be introduced. So, about students and teachers' skill and role, teachers and school and students can discuss about how can be the structure of a future classroom. This is a new interactive place, and an important thing is that here the roles of teachers and students changes respect to the previous one. And so they have to understand the help of technology inside a physics lab lesson. So students can use their GPS app on the smartphone, so they can go outside to relieve data about the laws. They can also elaborate the data in class using online software, for instance. In the new classroom, there will be a tablet for each student, so they can share their materials with other students, and so they can also create a lesson by themselves. Also about the learning styles, they can store their data in a cloud, so they can be used by the whole classroom. They can use, for instance, ThinkLink to make a brainstorming, and they can use this research. Also, the method of flipped classroom can be useful, and also the topics can be divided into different parts for each group of the class. Also, an external expert can be useful. About the learning environment design, they can use many kits. For instance, the Future Classroom toolkit can be useful. They can also create some material by some simulation. They can also use the Padlet to exchange materials with some other students. About the current and emerging technology, students can compare the real-world data that they acquired before with some other data acquired by virtual experiments, for instance. They can use Slack tool to share their results and also to share their consideration. They can also use a 3D printer. This is important because they can visualize their production and what they have done. Also, the twinning network can be useful for students to compare their ideas and their results. Also, about the current and emerging technology, Erasmus can be very useful to visualize the materials. Also, Educata can be useful to produce, for instance, a learning activity. Students can also prepare a movie about their activity. Padlet can be useful. So with it, they can create an electronic map that can be linked with some video that they have done before. Also, the digital animator inside the school can be helpful about the using of technology. About society trends affecting education, the materials can be shared, and also the new ideas of the students can be shared through a live collaboration with students from abroad. But also the students can discuss about some possible technology improvements. They can also create, by the using of Socrates, for instance, some interactive activities to share some materials with the students from abroad. They can also discuss with an expert about the topic that can be, for instance, published online. The Edmodo group can be useful. So this is all. Thank you for the attention.
Thanks to you, Moreno. Thank you. It was really interesting. So I'm gonna move now to Anna, if you're ready. Okay. Anna, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
can you hear me?
Yes, I will give you the ball now. And Moreno, if you could just switch off your camera.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Moreno, and good luck.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yes, so good afternoon, everyone. My name is Anna, and I'm a secondary school teacher in Germany. My subjects are English and biology, and the age of my students is between 10 and 18 years old. I loved our teaching tool in our course. That's why I want to present one tool to you too today. So, does your lesson preparation, I can't click forward, can I? Oh no, here, yeah. Sorry. Does your lesson preparation often look like this, that you use your laptop, your tablet or your smartphone to create worksheets or different tasks, and then you print them out, you copy them, you have a great stack of paper, and in the end a lot of paper lands in your basket? Then I have probably one solution for you, which is the app called Showbie. Now, what exactly is Showbie? Showbie is an app that allows you to assign tasks really fast and easy to your students. You can upload material or different links to your students. You can give them instant feedback. You are the one who decides wherever and whenever you want to be in touch with your students. You can save lots of paperwork, obviously, and copying time, and it's really motivating for your students because it's a new level of communicating with them. You can access Showbie on a website, web platform. You can also download an app for the iPad and for your iPhone and iPod Touch. Now, what is the setting of Showbie? You can create as many classes as you want to. You can see mine on the left hand picture. And then Showbie will give you a code that you can give to your students, so only they can log into this classroom. You can also decide whether you want to include certain tasks in the student portfolio, or even if you want to have parents to have access to the classroom so they can see what their kids are working on. What can you do with Showbie? As I said, you can upload different tasks online or different material. You can use files like documents, images, voice notes, videos, and all of this will instantly be distributed to your entire classroom. And as well, students can upload their work, obviously, and you can talk to students about it. So if I assign a new task, I can also choose a certain date, a certain due date, or even remove it. And handed in assignments will look like your right-hand picture. So you either have a paper clip saying a red dot, which means I have answered and the student has uploaded, or the paper clip shows a little clock, which means they were too late, or there's no paper clip at all, so the student hasn't handed in any work. Now, if you click on your private assignment folder for a student, for example, this is Jana, and she has uploaded some tasks, and I can give her instant feedback to whatever she said. Obviously, before I gave them a link where they could download different newspaper templates to create them. This is another project I did with my English class, year 8. You probably all know hop-on, hop-off bus tours when you do city trip. Now, my kids had to provide such a city trip about New York City, and they recorded voice notes instead of doing a presentation and create posters. So students walked around and listened to the specific voice note when they were at a specific site of New York City, and they quite enjoyed this. At the end of this fictional city trip, they had to write a travel review, and there wasn't enough time to upload it in writing digitally, so I just took a photo and uploaded it, a left-hand picture, and students had to answer which one they liked best. So obviously also students learn how to review certain tasks, and they can use Showbie to do that. You can also set up a class discussion, which makes collaboration easier, even though students collaborate with tools like WhatsApp and whatever. But here, I, as a teacher, can take part in this discussion. All messages can here be read by everyone in the class, including me, obviously. And before that, you should make sure that rules are clear for classroom discussions online, because sometimes it gets a bit tricky if the little ones get too excited about certain things. So rules should be clear. For the assessment, you can either just give simple feedback in a message, or you can even give feedback inside the document by loading up comments, or you can mark your students' work and add it to the portfolio. Yes, so if that sounds like an interesting tool that you can use, you can either sign up for free on the Showbie website, the first link. If you want more information, you can click on the second link, and I have a technical person from Showbie which I contact whenever I need help, and he was so kind to provide me with 20 free pro version accesses. So if you want one of these pro version accesses, you can text me either on Twitter or via email. And because today is Valentine's Day, thank you for your attention and happy Valentine's.
Thank you very much, Anna. Has been really great, really interesting. I'm sure a lot of teachers will contact you in order to get those licenses. Thank you very much. We move on now to the next speaker, Yolanda. Are you ready? Okay.
I am.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you the ball now.
Okay.
Can you see? No, sorry. Wait. We need to. Can you put again? Just give me a moment because I need the ball back in order to show your presentation. Okay.
I just move it.
Okay. Now, wait. Okay. You should be the presenter now. You got the message? Okay. So, good luck, Yolanda.
Okay. Should I start video camera?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, please. You can. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jolanta Stefańska, and I live in Zawiercie. It's in the south of Poland. And I teach history, civic, and sometimes entrepreneurship education in a vocational school, and I teach pupils from 16 to 20 years old. My presentation deals with the fact that not every teacher in different countries have the opportunity or have the access to the ICT technology. And we in Poland, we are very lucky because eTwinning provides us with a lot of courses. And my first course I took part was 8 years almost ago. The first courses lasts for 4 weeks, and now eTwinning provides us with so-called a week with. As you can see, there are different courses. Every course lasts exactly 1 week. There are over 70 online courses now. They present different tools and apps. They are all on Moodle platform, and of course they are free of charge. They are very good presented by the mentors. We have a direct contact with the mentors. We know what to do. We know which material to choose. And for me, I took part in over 30 courses so far, and I want to do more. The problem is that my teachers are not very interested in such applications, but I think that it will change. It will change sometime. So the courses are very good. You can choose you can choose terms and just do it. And the main task for me is to provide students with information, and I started creating my websites. I started from Google Sites. It was quite a long time ago, and I started a Google site for my students. And as I become engaged in different projects with NGOs, so I started a Google site for each project. So I have quite a lot this Google sites for my project. Then I transferred from Google Sites to WordPress, and now my information web page is on WordPress. In the meantime, I did another web page dedicated to school subject, and now I experiment with blend space, and I found a lot about Showbie after this presentation, and I think that Showbie will also be quite a good web page. So the main activity so far is just creating websites as for pupils, dedicated to school subjects, and dedicated to projects. What do I do next, and what do I do every time? I try to use different applications, different tools for creating, for preparing material for projects, material for lesson, and also a task for competition. There are a lot of competitions in civic, in history in Poland, just to do something but present it electronic way. So we prepare issues, prepare PowerPoint, prezes, prepare online magazines. We also recorded radio. We also recorded films. And I try to do as I can with these tools. And some people are also interested, so there are always 3-4 of them, and we can did it together. What next? In Poland, a great program with coding has been started. I think that I join also the week courses with coding and programming. They are just for kids, but I think they will be suitable for me. So I recommend it winning a lot. Not only the projects with another schools, but for me, the online courses are the best possibilities to get knowledge in ICT tools. So thank you very much for the attention.
Thanks to you, Yolanda, right on time. So I've seen you have all prepared very much your presentations, very good. So we're gonna move now to the next speaker, Teresita. If you're ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, I will give the ball now in a few seconds. Oh, wait. Nope. Just give me 1 second, Teresita.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Can you see your presentation now?
Yes.
Okay. I'll move the ball now again. Okay. So you should be able to move the slides now. You presented now already, Teresita.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, everyone. Today I will talk to you about how to use a PPD viewer in your classroom for a biology lesson. And my name is Teresita Gravina. Actually, I teach in the Italian middle school. I teach science, mathematics, and special needs. And I am also a scientist ambassador. If you want to follow me on Twitter or ask me some information about this program, you can write me an email or send a message on Twitter. What is this program? This program is Swiss PBD Viewer. It's a program that allows you to see PBD files, which are files which include all the material which allow to see the protein structure. It's a free software, and you can download it by the QR code I put in this slide. When you have downloaded the program, in the same folder you have also some example of structure, but if you are interested in some particular protein, you can go to the Protein Data Bank website in order to download other protein. Also in this case I put a QR code for the link of the website. In addition, on this website here there is a very interesting page for educational purpose. So we just have a look of this program. It's very simple to use. You have here a menu with all the commands. you need to view the protein and to rotate it, to color some part in one way and others in other, or also to have a 3D view. In this other window, you have all the amino acids into the protein. In general, I use this program to show to my students the hemoglobin, because with hemoglobin it's simple to speak to students about the protein structure. For example, if you go to color and then chain, you will easily recognize the quaternary structure, because automatically all the 4 parts of the protein will be colored in different color. And if you want just to deselect this, all the parts with the same color, you can underline to your student which part is the ternary structure into the protein. And if we come back to the whole protein and go there where is written ribbon, you can select all the amino acid and underline the secondary structure, the ribbon structure. And if you deselect here the amino acid, you will see only the secondary structure, and in general kids love it. And finally, when I had this lesson in general, I use also this lesson to introduce students to the M group structure, because you can also deselect all the amino acids into the protein and only see the M groups. I designed this lesson for students of the second year of high school. In Italy, they have 15, 16-year-olds, just to last day to investigate inside the protein structure. But I think it could be also useful for students of the last year when they have to study biochemistry, and they could have a more in-depth vision of the protein structure. In addition, I use this program also to see the DNA, because you can find on the protein data banks some files about the DNA with some enzyme, and if you deselect the enzyme, you can see only the DNA. And I use it to let my students work on DNA structure at home as homework, in order to recognize the structure, the bonds between the base and all the particular features of DNA structure. I think you find it interesting, and I hope I don't speak so fast.
Thank you, Teresita. It was just great. You have practiced a lot. We're still very good on time. We will have a lot of time for questions. Okay. So I think that's good. Thank you very much. And thanks. We will move now to the next speaker, who is Vishnya. I hope the name is properly pronounced, Vishnya. She's coming from Serbia. Vishnya, are you ready?
I hope you can hear me.
We can, and you can see. Can you show me the? Okay, perfect. So we're good to go. No, we are not. Are we? No. No. Let me take the ball again, Vishnu. Okay. Okay. And just 1 minute. Okay. No, sorry, wrong speaker. Teresita, don't worry, it's not you again. You were freaking out, right? Like, I have to talk again. Okay. Vishna, there you go.
Okay.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you. I joined eTwinning, and I'm just like Yolanda, very happy to be there. It helped me learn a lot of things about new IT tools.
Sorry, Vishna, sorry to interrupt. Can you speak a bit louder because we cannot hear very well?
Okay, is it
okay.
better now?
Yes, I think so, but try to speak louder just in case. Thanks.
Okay. I have joined eTwinning, just like Yolanda, and was very surprised about all those new IT tools they represented, and a lot of new courses I went through there, and they helped me find some new spaces for learning. One of those is Sutori. This is the one I'm going to present to you today. I'm a history teacher from Serbia, and I'm working with kids 11 to 15 years old, and I started working on project-based learning this year and included Sutori into it. Sutori is a very nice way to share your story. 2 months ago, we changed its name. It used to be called History, but without vowels. And it changed its name to Sutori. Some of you might know it. This is a portal for educators. You can create your own timeline and create your classrooms, where I found a very great collaboration tool. You can write on the blog. I wrote a post. You can see the link to it here. And you can explore timelines. I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is the old, you can see this is the old name of the blog, HSPRY. But it looks pretty much the same, just name changed. You can you have a timeline where you can post videos from YouTube. You can post audio settings, and you can have some audio recording. Sorry, you can have some text, and under each of the items you can comment or ask questions about the pictures or the text, and ask students to comment them, which creates a very nice discussion. I find it very useful in history, teaching history. So you can also have some quizzes there. There are two sorts of quizzes. One of those you can see here. You just ask a question and they have to check the answer, and afterwards you can add an extra answer to the question, explaining a bit more about the question. There is a way you can add something more on the text that you didn't want to add to the primary text. The text, if you want to hide it, and then just clicking on the certain word, you get the new extra text to it. I quite liked the way it looks, and I enjoy working on it. Children like it too. This is another sort of quiz question you can add. They have to drag and drop connect the items on the left to the items to the right, which is also nice. So I like it, the collaboration tool. I like it as a collaboration tool, but I also learned a lot from it. There are a lot of Sutori timelines. They have their own timelines with class activities, which is very useful. There are templates where you can change them. You just copy their timeline and you can exchange it, change it whatever you want way. There are also graphical organizers to make thoughts visual. I mean, they're very practical, and Sutori has a few of them. You can see them in this link. There are also handbooks to show students how to work on Sutori. I translated them to Serbian for my students, and my students are much easier, now can use it much easier. There are also community stories. You can make public each of the story you make, and also scroll through other community stories, which is very useful. There are lots of many different languages and many different stories that you can use for yourself for your teaching. And any of those timelines you can copy and then change the way you like. I have created my timelines. They are public. You can see the link to it. And I created a project on it because I went on a project. It was like a webinar on that platform, on Sutori. And so I use this to make my own project. So you can create your own class with other teachers and their students. And now we are making our competition, who's going to make the better timeline. This is the link to it. So if you want to, you can take a look at it. I think this is basically what I wanted to say. I just liked it a lot, and that's why I wanted to share it with you. I hope you liked it.
Thank you, Vishna. It has been really interesting, although the sound was a bit low, but hopefully everybody heard everything. So thank you very much. And we move now to the final presentation. If Corinne is ready. Corinne, t'es prête? You ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay, so I'll make you presenter now.
Yep. Okay.
Can you see the... No, right? No, wait. No, but this is not supposed to be. So for some reason, WebEx is failing a lot today. Just give me the... I'll take in the ball again, so that I can change the presentation to your presentation. Okay, can you see it now? Yeah.
Yes, can.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so you're presenter now, Corinne. Go ahead.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm going to talk about Google Form, and it's probably something that most of you know already, and probably something that you already use. But I just want to tell you how I use Google Form, because I use it rather a lot. So first of all, I'm Corinne, and I teach business studies in a French high school. For the last 4 years now, I've been teaching mostly tourism marketing, because marketing is my background, and I teach a little bit of business studies in English as well. So my school is called Lycée International, but my students are just French, they're not international students. We're in Ferney-Voltaire, which is on the border with Switzerland, not far from Geneva. I teach two kind of students. One group, I would say 20% of my time I spend it with 16 to 18 years old students who are preparing their final degree in high school, mostly in business studies, and that's to these guys I teach business study in English. And then I also teach tourism, which is, I would say, 80% of my time. The student I teach have finished high school, and instead of going to university, they come to us and they study tourism for 2 years in order to get a job after these 2 years. So this is all for me. So as for Google Form, how do I use it? Well, I started probably 4 or 5 years ago using it just as a market survey tool, because I teach business primarily, and that was great. Gave us really good feedback, and it was easy to use. And then I decided to move on with it. Now I often use it as a feedback tool. So first of all, for my current student, because every year at the end of the year, I'd like to know what they thought about my class. So I send them a form. It's anonymous, so they're very free to express what they like and dislike, and they help me to adapt. And I also send a form to my former students when they leave my class, so I know what they're doing because I have their email, and it's really useful for my current student to get in touch with them. The third way, which is also quite easy, is asking experts. So in my class, sometimes in my business class, we need expert opinion. And instead of sending email or calling, because sometimes calling it can be a bit daunting, can be a bit scary, we just send Google Form with open question, and we find that the experts really like to answer these forms because it's easy to answer and easy to use, and the feedback that we get is very well presented, so the student can use it very well. So this is quite, the common way that I used. The next two ways, I just used them really recently, and I think they're really, really been useful to me, so that's why I'd like to share them. I use now Google Form to assess my students. So I'd like to say that we don't really have a lot of computer in our room and in our school, but I've been trying to send video for my students to watch at home. And sometimes I also send online classes I find ready on the web, like on TED Education, or sometimes just YouTube video. And I just want to check that everybody understands the concept. Sometimes I also make my own presentation, PowerPoint presentation with Screencast-O-Matic, for example. And this is the basic of my class. And in order to be sure that everybody understands what the topic was about, I send a form. And then I would say if for the question I have 80% of correct answer, I don't go back too much in the class about the subject. But if I can see that a lot of students didn't really pass the question, then I maybe put more emphasis in my class. So I found that actually useful, and it also obviously allow me to check who has seen the video and who hasn't. The next thing that I've been using recently is using Google to do my marking, which is always a good thing because it's not my favorite subject and my favorite activity. So Google can now, Google Form can send multiple choice questions survey that you can mark. So this is an example that I've made. So in French, you go in, this is in French, but you go in the parameters and you choose questionnaires, and then you convert your questionnaires in an assignment. And the student will then get your form with the questions, and each question will get points that you would have decided before. Obviously, they get the point if they choose the right answer, and they don't get the point if they don't get the right answer. So they answer the survey, and then this is what Google sends them, and this is what you can see. So if the question is right, like for here, this is in green, and they get 2 points. But if the question is wrong, the question is in red, so they don't get the point. But you can still give them what the correct answer was, but mostly, and that's what I like, you can comment on it. So you can just say, well, this is actually what I meant in that question. And the student get the form back to his own address, so he can really see where he failed. He can see his grade, which for my student is always important. But mostly, you can also have your comment. So I really like that tool, mostly because it counts the point for me, so that's less work for me. It gives some information to my students, and they know why they're wrong, and the students get their results by email. I would say the problem is for me that it's only closed question, and often I need just more than closed question. I want open question. I want people to just say what they have to say. So I can't always use it, but it's good for some, like, just such a moment to check whether kids understand the course. Obviously, kids need to have the internet, and sometimes it's an issue, but mostly at home they can do it, and on their phone they can do it. And obviously they need to have email, and I find that they mostly use social network, but don't always email, and they don't always check their email, so that sometimes has been a problem. The last way I want to assess as well is using Google Form to individualize my student work, and I use that in my tourism class, because I get students from every kind of background, and some of them have already studied marketing, and some of them is their first time. So I find that when I give a case study to these students, if I just ask few questions like the one they'll get at the final exam, for some of them it's okay because they understand what I mean because they've done marketing, but for some of them it's just totally new to them, and I need to give some explanation. But then if I give explanation to the whole of the class, some of them are bored, so it's a bit complicated. So what I've done recently is a test, and the test was really successful. I sent them a case study. So the case study, I gave it in class on paper, and instead of giving the question, I gave them the question to do at home on Google Form, and this is what it looks like. So the case study was on adventure tourism, so I just said that they had to be honest with the answer. It wasn't graded, it was just for me to assess their level. So they wrote their name, and then I asked the question. So for some of them, that was really clear. They understood straight away what they had to do. So then they just click on, I understand what I need to do. I can reply. And this is the screen that they see next. They just have to answer the question. But for some of them, that was just too complicated and they needed a hint. So if for those who needed a hint, they went straight to that question, which was basically me giving them all the information I wanted to give me and a methodology which was a bit clearer for them to then answer the question. And then I can obviously move on to question 2. That was a great tool for me to find out the level of my students and then to put them into groups, not just by looking at their essay, but just to see who was doing how. And that was useful. And I know the student feedback was also really, really good. So yeah, that is all for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Corinne. It has been really good. So I think we have had a really good speakers this afternoon. So I think you should all deserve a big applause. So Tassos, please let's all give them a big applause. Tassos. So yes, thank you very much. I had to do it. I wanted to ring the bell, but you were also right on time that I couldn't. So yes. We're going to move now to the questions. We have 10 minutes for questions. And I think the first question, so we're going to go in order so that you know more or less when you're going to be asked a question. And first one is Moreno, I think. Let me unmute your microphone, Moreno. Are you there?
Okay, yes, I am here.
Okay. Okay, good. Just let me change this. Okay. So Moreno, the first question is coming from Giuseppina, and she asks, can you play lessons of this type in all of your classes or just in a class as an experiment?
No, only is my my kind of school is not experimental, but this kind of lesson I think that can be done only in the last class of the high school.
Okay.
But it's a regular class because at the the first 2 years of the school are dedicated also to computer sciences. So they have a baggage to use this kind of tool. At the end at the last class of the school, they can use this kind of tool that they have learned during their activity or the year of the school.
Okay, thank you. Next question goes to Anna.
Yes.
So they're wondering in the chat if Showbie is similar to Edmodo, if there are similar any difference, if you can comment on this.
Yes, exactly. I did a little research while the other were speaking because I haven't used Edmodo before, but as far as I can see, the difference mainly is that in Showbie you have the ability to use voice notes as feedback or even to give tasks. And in Edmodo, you don't have that. So if you want to save time writing or whatever, and you want to get interactive with speaking, I guess that's one of the only pro points for Showbie. But other than that, they are very similar.
Okay, great. And do you know, can you use it for Apple devices?
Yeah, so the thing is, for now, the app only works on Apple devices. And as my school is an Apple school, you know, we can download it. But my students that have Google phones or Android phones, they can join Showbie via web browser. Okay. And also from your laptop, you can access it perfectly.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. We will move on to the next speaker, Yolanta. So there is a question from for you, Yolanta, coming from Giuseppina. And again, she's asking if you work alone or with other colleagues in the class.
You mean my teachers, my fellow teachers, yes?
Yes.
And unfortunately, I work alone.
Okay, so she works alone. Perfect. Okay, we move to the next speaker. If you have any other questions in the meantime, please post them on the chat, and then we come back to the speakers. So Teresita, the next question is for you. And Laura is asking if this is specific to teacher of science or it is valid for all the subjects, all the disciplines.
I think it's specific for science.
Okay. And is there any more question for Teresita? Nope. Okay, thank you, Teresita. Vishna, we go to you.
Okay.
Anna, well, our other speaker, Anna, is saying that it's great for historic events and even for language learning scenarios or creating biography. So that's a side note.
I think it's good for anything that has a process. First thing and then second and the conclusion, whatever. It's very good for languages, for writing essays, for anything that needs some. I think it's good for science as well.
Okay. And Corinne, next question is for you.
Yep.
Okay, and so Giuseppina is asking, was mentioning that she has never tried this app. No, if you have never tried other apps for questionnaires or tests, and if so, which ones?
When I do video, I use the TED lesson. You know, TED Ed, TED Education. You can basically put your video in, and at the end of the video, you can set your questions, and it works in the same way. And I would say this is actually even better because you can see when your students are working and how many questions, how many time it takes for them to get the questions right. So I really enjoy the TED Education, and often I send some of my students on the TED Education videos I've put for them, and I work with some of the students according to their level, especially in English, because I can really differentiate the tasks I give to all of them. And this is really useful and very simple to use, which I find.
Okay, yes, I think that even what we discussed before, even if it's a common tool, I think it's always nice to share some best practices or resources. So thank you for that. And I think we don't have any more questions, Tarsus? No? Okay, so in case you still have some other questions, please post them on the chat. And if not, you can always use the Padlets available in the courses. I think we could end up since it's 10 to 6. And I just wanted to thank you all for being here today. We have reached 60 participants at some point, which is really nice given to the fact that today is St. Valentine's. So thank you for being here with us instead. Good luck to all of you who are joining. You have to work on your learning activity this week, so good luck with this. And please read carefully all the criteria set up in the course before you do this, so that you can submit a good activity. If by any chance you have any technical issue, any problem, please make a screenshot of the problem so that you can later send it to us, and we can take care of this. And I would like to finish with a very nice image that I find very appropriate for this day. I hope you like it, and we really hope that you never stop smiling, because we think it's a very nice thing to do. And thank you all for being here with us. You have definitely made us smile, me and Tassos, although Tassos is quite busy with the keyboard, but he's always smiling, right? And thanks again to all the speakers who have been here with us. Thank you also to all the participants who have joined us. And stay tuned to social media channels, Facebook group, Twitter with the hashtag FCS course. And that's it. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening and enjoy St. Valentine's Day. Bye-bye, everybody.